guys will end up getting tougher, you know, but at the end of the day, a headshot's still a headshot. So if you shoot a guy in the head, whether he's level 50 or level 1, he's going to go down. Okay. We don't want to play the dice rolling game behind the scenes where I've been playing for 7 years, and then all of a sudden, you know, you got new guys coming in, they can't compete. So we didn't want to create a situation like that. The first person shooter portion of it is just that. It's a first person shooter. It's skill based. It's based on how good you are with the controller or the keyboard.
Okay, that's good. So how many classes are there?
There's currently 5 roles. We got the recon, we've got assault, we've got the suppressor, we've got the commander, and we got one that we're not displaying today called the gadgeteer. He actually lays out traps, bombs, mines, and turrets. So he can actually change. He can be a game changer. You know, we've got a lot of different gameplay modes that everybody can actually benefit from. So we want to make sure that everybody has a role that they feel free to play. You know, it's one of the things that's great about the agency is that if you're just a first-person shooter player, you can come in and play PvP at any point in time. You don't actually have to experience any of the MMO elements at all. We have a thing called PvP Anytime. You can just load up the game, press that button, and get into a match. It'll do a matchmaking service for you, and you find a game that you want to play, and they'll have the different gameplay types. Or you can go into the PvE content, go do some missions, and you'll get different loot that you can bring into the PvP portion of it.
Now, a lot of people say that the mouse is way more accurate than the analog sticks. Is there really a difference between what you guys have been doing? Because I know you've got both playable right here.
I guess it's a different. It comes from a different era.
Right.
Because my son is really good with the controller.
Right.
I mean, he plays most of his games on a PS3. So, yeah, I'm really good with the mouse and keyboard. So it's like it's a personal preference. Just like you're playing on the PC right now on the controller.
Oh,
like
is that what we're doing? Now, is the PC and PS3 versions going to be cross-playable?
That's one of the questions that people keep asking, and it's not just something that we can actually answer for ourselves, because if it was up to us, we would allow that, but it's not. It's two different companies that have to come to terms with and actually make that happen. So we would like that for that to happen, but it's not our decision at this point. So we'll definitely try to push for it, but it's no guarantees of what happens. But as far as keyboard versus controller, it's up in the air. We'd like to be the ones to actually settle that debate.
So you can change your class on the fly?
Yeah, you can change it at any point in time. Yeah. Okay. It's like they just capped that point.
So that's cool too. So it's not like most MMOs where you start off with something and that's what you have.
Not at all. So we don't want to limit people to do things that they don't really want to do. Like even in the PvE space, if you don't want to go on missions, you don't want to be a PvP player, you can just deal out missions to your friends. You can gather the intel and create missions from them and hand them to your boy here. And he can go in the PvP space or complete the mission for you and bring it back and give you experience, and he gets experience too. So you can actually upgrade yourself without actually pulling the trigger on anybody. So we want to have a gameplay style for everybody, even people who don't really enjoy first-person shooters, who just enjoy the MMO aspect of leveling up, gathering stuff, and doing things like that. So you can play the game any way you want to play it. We're actually playing a capture point map here. So you want to keep going straight. They've already capped that point, that's why this one is green. So all of your friends are over here, everything that's a green arrow. You're actually playing against these 4 machines here, these 3 machines here, and actually 8 other people in Seattle.
Okay.
They're either playing on the PS3 or the PlayStation, on the PC right now. So we want everybody on the battlefield to feel like they're important to the team. So the recon's role would be to spot where the enemies are. So in order to charge that up, you have to target enemies. That's it. That's all you have to do is just target them. You target a small number of them, and then you get your wall hack skill back. He also has a skill that's called a tactical insertion. So what he can do is, if he sees one of his enemies down, one of his friendlies down, he can go tactically insert and actually help him up. So you actually enter a bleed out state right there. There's a bleed out state. You have to finish that guy off, or one of his friends can actually come pick him up and put him back in the battle. So go ahead and shoot him.
Oh, okay.
So now you're in the bleed out state. One of your friends can actually come out and help you up.
Okay.
You can actually take your tactical insertion. If you got got a guy that's pinned down, he's actually shooting and fighting a bunch of people. You can point to your friendly, fire off that skill, and teleport to that position. And then you can help him finish the battle.
You guys have a release date in mind?
We don't. Right now, we just want to create a bunch of content. What we learned from the Planet Side experience is that first-person shooter players run through a lot of content really, really fast. So we want to build up our bank of content so that people, once they get in, they can actually enjoy the content without having to download a DLC like 2 weeks later.
Anything from you in a while?
Yeah, we're just trying to build up that bank and just make sure that we give you a lot of content to burn through.
Have you guys decided on a pay system for the online? Is it going to be subscription based?
We haven't actually made that decision just yet. So
how many different factions are there?
How many different factions? Right now, I think we have 8. That may fluctuate based on the availability, and we want to make sure that each faction is somewhat unique, so we're not just duplicating the same thing. So, like I said, once again, we got plenty of time to make adjustments on that. Shield actually is armor. It's just armor.
Oh, okay.
So you got armor levels, and then you got your health level.
Okay, but it's regeneratable armor.
The armor regenerates after you stop taking damage. Health is only regenerated by the commander units. What inspires me, as far as as an art director, is good games that have great art. We went to go visit the Naughty Dog guys, and they got like a really great game. I mean, I played that game, until I finished it, and the game looks beautiful. Not only does it look beautiful, it plays very well. I went over to the Sony booth and checked out Killzone 3. It's a great looking game. Those are the types of things that I look at, and I want to make sure that we're on par with them. That they're not looking at us and like, well, that's not really a PlayStation 3 game. It looks like more like a PlayStation 2 game. I don't want to be in that category. I want to be able to make the PlayStation 3 shine and use all the assets that we have available to us. So when I look at different types of art, that's what I aspire to. I try to get to that kind of level by using those guys as a measuring stick. This is where you need to be. This is the high bar. So we want to try to beat them or be better than them.
So have we thought about clan support for?
Clan support, what we have as far as like clans, we call agencies, and basically we'll have all the bells and whistles that you can actually get together with your guys, form your own agency, and then you'll have a head of an agency who basically deals out missions. This is what I was telling you earlier, where you can have guys who just gather intel, create missions, and hand those out to other players, or he can go on the missions himself. It's not like some certain role that you have to play. It's something that you can do.
So the missions are replayable if you once you complete them. Can you get the same mission from someone and go back and do it again?
Yeah, you can do it again because we have different levels of completion. So every mission you have, say you have a mission to go capture one capture point. You go capture that one capture point, you get a bronze medal. You go capture 2 capture points, you get the silver. You capture 3, you get the gold. So those different levels give you different levels of experience. So just doing what you need to do will give you a certain amount. You do more than that, you get more than that.
Is there anybody like within the worldwide studios that you guys are sharing tech with to help improve the experience of the agency?
As far as like on the PS3 side?
Like maybe using some on the PS3 side.
Because Sony seems so between the Sony Computer Entertainment Studios, they talk to each other all the time. Infamous, Naughty Dog. But between Sony and Sony Online Entertainment, sometimes it seems like one hand doesn't talk to the other very well.
That's not necessarily the case anymore.
Okay.
All of the mocap that you see in here we got from SCEA. They actually processed all the mocap that we use. The DC team actually has embedded resources from SCEA. So they've got guys that are working on the PS3 side directly from SCEA. So we're all communicating together now. Like I said, we went to visit Naughty Dog and actually talk to them about some of their tech and some of their tricks and try to incorporate some of those things. So we're all talking together. It's not no animosity. There's no separation between the companies.
No territorialness.
No.
Yeah.
We've also had SCE, Sony Computer of Europe, actually help us out with some certain things. So we're all communicating together. As far as I know, right now we're talking digital download and retail, but of course that could change by the time we get ready to go.
Digital download.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know at this point.